I'm Mike Hamlar, host of the New Virginia Economy. Today we welcome our guest, John Lewis, Executive Director of Apple Ridge Farm. John, welcome.
Happy to be here. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Hope you are too. Thanks so much for coming on. So tell us about Apple Ridge Farm. I know it's in Copper Hill and Floyd County. Nice little crescent up there.
Apple Ridge Farm, it's a nonprofit organization, but our main facility and site is a 96-acre site in Copper Hill, and we've got facilities up there. We've got 5 miles of hiking trails.
Oh, wow.
And the organization has been around for 40 years, but the academic summer camp has been around for 29 years. We celebrated our 29th year this year.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
a
long time.
Hard work through, my father started Apple Ridge Farm, a lot of hard work and dedication and commitment from the community and our supporters in Roanoke. And surrounding areas.
Yeah, I know you guys have a lot of support. I've been up there. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even rent the place out, right? So you have some economic opportunities where you can lease it or rent it for a day or a session. Or talk more about that.
Yeah, exactly. Apple Ridge Farm is trying to create a more sustainable economic engine and revenue generation platform to really fund our programs, because all of our kids, we've had more than 80,000 kids come to Apple Ridge Farm through our academic summer camp and different programs, but our academic summer camp is offered to underserved children, and they get to come for free. So the only way to do that is through donations and grants and things like that. So we're trying to create that sustainable economic engine through renting of our facilities to the general public. So we have conference areas, we have space for weddings, team building activities, we have overnight stays, and we just finished and offered out and are offering out our caboose bed and breakfast, which we have old cabooses. We have 3 and 1 is finished, old cabooses that were upcycled and turned into overnight bed and breakfasts, and they're awesome.
That sounds like it. Yeah. I was out there with Mr. Lewis, your father.
Yeah.
And he said he was really excited. We just got these cabooses, so now that one's complete.
Yeah, one's complete.
Okay,
we've had several people stay in it, and we're looking for more people to come and use our facilities year-round.
Wow, that's awesome. So it's not just for underserved children. I mean, anybody can go there if they want to pay and use the facilities or go to the summer camps. So.
Yes,
right?
you're absolutely right. When my father started Apple Ridge Farm in 1976, it was geared toward transforming the lives of underserved youth and their families in the Roanoke Valley and surrounding areas through unparalleled educational, cultural, and environmental opportunities. But the facilities are open for primarily environmental education, sessions, and educational sessions focused on STEM and STEAM now, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And that's open to everybody. But the academic summer camp was meant to engage and enrich the lives of youth from low-income communities so that they would have an opportunity, because it costs over $270 a week to attend a camp like ours, and they attended for free. So it's geared toward underserved youth, but short answer, everyone is welcomed at Apple Ridge Farm.
Right. That's awesome. I mean, of course, you definitely need that revenue, so people need to give donations, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes too.
Yes.
So talk about the economic impact. You just mentioned, you guys have a nice, 5-mile trail, and you have the cabooses, you have all the residents there. I mean, you have a lot of things going on. So what's the economic impact Apple Ridge brings to the community?
Well, the economic impact is we try to achieve that through a long-term goal of empowering our youth, preparing them for the career field that they're interested in, and actually graduating high school and pursuing some higher education opportunity. So especially during the summer, our kids are affected by learning loss. So there's this thing called summer learning loss, and our kids from underserved communities, if they're not engaged in something that is reinforcing what they learned during the school year, or learning new ways, figuring out new ways to learn and grow, then they're affected negatively by it, and they end up going into the new school year at a deficit.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is prepare our youth for the real world and give them a leg up by engaging them in things like project-based learning, where they can use the resources around in their environment to apply the skills in science, reading, arts, and math, and in a culminating tangible project. And that's really good for them, and it's important that they're figuring out new ways to learn themselves, to be the center of the learning process. So the economic impact is that we serve youth from low-income communities, and a lot of our youth and their families continue this cycle of poverty. And I'm quoting a friend of mine, Frida DeVries, in saying that poverty is handed down like inheritance, unfortunately, because a lot of our families that are suffering from the effects of poverty are continuing some of the cultural norms or the behaviors that are really that are indicators for poverty.
Yeah, so that's why what you do is so important, and we definitely appreciate that, because it is a cycle.
Yeah.
So once you get that first one in there, and that first one can go to school and learn a trade or do something that you've helped. I mean, you have a lot of success stories that's right here in your annual report, so people can grab that. They can see you online. They can call you. So what's the best way for them to contact you? And is any final thoughts that you would like to share with our listeners and our viewers?
Well, the best way that you can contact me, definitely come and check us out on the web, appleridge.org, appleridge.org, and you can contact me personally, John, John, Lewis, Lewis, at appleridge.org. And we're coming up with new programs every day, trying to address the needs of our underserved youth and the communities. Final thoughts, we're trying to end the cycle of poverty one step at a time, and it's not going to be an overnight solution or a quick fix. So we're trying to bridge the educational gaps so that our children will be better prepared for the things that they face on a daily basis. And one of those things is lack of resources and opportunities in education. We know that that poverty stems from either lack of education or opportunity, and the job market is the way that it is. So we want our kids to be at the forefront of new careers that are being developed, and even develop new avenues in their specific interests in either medicine or the sciences or outdoor education, the work. So we want to prepare them for the new world that they're facing every day. Technology is taking over, and we want them to be at the forefront of the technological advances that are being made every day, to be the thought leaders in their community and try to bridge the gap for the next generation so that it'll be a new cycle and we can end the cycle of poverty through education. Well
said, my friend.
Yeah.
Well said. Access, opportunity, it's all there, and it makes a big difference.
Most definitely,
yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Well, I'm so glad that I had the opportunity. Thank you for having me on.
And thank you, sir. Oh, as always, we want to thank our sponsors. Again, thank our guest, John Lewis, and thank you for tuning in and for listening. For more information, go to newvirginiaeconomy.com.